So we do from volume B, Bet, נתיבות שלום, page רש למד ג', מאמר שלישי. It's about Pesach, right? We are 2 weeks from Pesach. Wow. Chodesh Tov, by the way, it's Aleph, still Aleph Nisan. Yeah. So it says in the Zohar HaKadosh, right? So it said, Shivat Yamim lo tochlu chametz. 7 days we're not allowed to eat chametz. Here it's actually 8, right? היית בזוהר הקדוש בעניין איסור אכילת חמץ בפסח, כי חמץ הוא שאור מורה על הסטרא אחרא ויצר הרע. So the Zohar HaKadosh said that the chametz, I said chametz in English, unleavened?
Unleavened, leavened.
Leavened. And seor is like a sourdough.
Sour, yeah.
Yeah, sour. They are hints about or symbolizing the sitra achra, the other side, which is external thing, right? Like the devils, whatever. And the yetzer hara, the evil inclination of a person. And our sages say that seor shebaisa, the sour in the dough, is holding us up, me'akev. Right? And he said, בספר אושקף מבאר בזה עניין לא ייראה ולא יימצא, right? So he says, בסימן רשקוף in the הלכות, he explained, he says, what does it mean, לא ייראה ולא יימצא? Like you shouldn't be seen and shouldn't be found. Why? Because משום ובארת הרע מקרבך, right? You should uproot the evilness from your guts. יש לבאר מדוע אם כן, so okay, if that's the case, then why only in Pesach נאסר החמץ? Why we forbid that only in Pesach, only 7 or 8 days in a year? It should be all the year around, right? Or at least not on Shabbat, or not on Yom Tov, other Yom Tov, right? ולא בשערים הקדושים, excuse me, בהם יהודי צריך להתקרב לשם יתברך, when we need to get closer to השם. כן צריך בירור. Also we need to explain what is this איסור of בל ייראה ובל יימצא, that we didn't find in other place, right? לא מצאנו בשום איסור. Like eating non-kosher food or animal. You're allowed to look at them. I need to bring something to drink. Just a second.
Harvey, how you doing?
Thank God. Yourself?
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, how are you? Lee's here?
No, Lee's not here. He's in spirits. So he said, so this Isur, right, we didn't find another place, only on Chametz and so, right? Bali Bali Matzeh. And about other Isurim, we didn't find. So he said, Israel אם אינם נביאים בני נביאים, הם משקיעים כל כך הרבה כוחות קודם חג הפסח, right? And also we, the prophets, sons of the prophets, and we put so much effort, strength, frustration, whatever, sweat, prior to the Chag, prior to Pesach, in all the preparation and everything, right? Cleaning, to va'er, to burn the chametz, etc. We shouldn't find in any other mitzvah. ויש לומר העניין, we can tell what it says in the ספר הקדוש פרי הארץ, in פרשת בעלותך. Right, so over there it says, על הפסוק, והאספסוף אשר בקרבו, התאוות אהבה. Like the Safsuf is the Erev Rav, the one that the riffraff, the Erev Rav, low life, whatever. Asher bekirbo, the one that in our guts, right, in the nation, these people had a desire to have a desire.
Kirbo is inside ourselves or inside?
Yeah, among us, like among us. Yeah, Asher bekirbo, it's like inside of us, but it's more. So you can take it to a few levels. You can say, within us, we have the evil inclination, that's in me, but also we have the Erev Rav, Asafsuf, like gathering of people from different places, nations that came to us because the Egyptian kicked them out of Egypt and Moshe accepted them. Hashem was upset, right? In the Chet HaEgel, Hashem told Moshe, this is your people. I didn't told them to come. You brought them on your own. You didn't consult me. Now deal with them. So these are the same people that when they were eating the man, because it says the man bioto machal ruchani, it's a spiritual food, he was not triggering any negative desires. And these people, they want to have desires. So that's why they were complaining about the spiritual food, which is the man, and they ask, ביקשו מאכלים המעוררים תאוות, and they ask food that will trigger these desires. And what's the explanation? He said, הקדוש ברוך הוא ברא בכל מה שהאדם אוכל, right? So Hashem put in everything that we eat, anything that we eat, and especially the main type of food that they're providing us our vitality, our strengths, right? Like, for example, if you eat all day, I don't know what, one type of food is not going to help. We have a bunch of vitamins, but then you have something that are the main one, like bread. Bread is, after all these carbs and everything are keep the engine running. But he says for this type of food and meat, like especially meat, like a nice good steak, he said, especially this type of food, יש בהם אחיזת החיצונים. The other sides, the external negative things can hold to this. And this is now science. כאשר אדם אוכל והמאכל נהפך לדם, הרי מחמת אחיזת החיצונים במאכל מתהווה מזה רתיחת הדם לעבירה. So now this is simple science on the border of spiritualism. When a person eats a food, the food gets digested in the guts, and then eventually it turns to blood and vitamin and other thing that goes into the body. And because we just said that the food have the grasp of the external one, then they're coming into the blood. And now the spiritual thing is actually the blood is getting boiled from the desires. It's creating desires. Same thing with right to extreme level. If you put a diesel in a gasoline car, that's it. So the same thing is non-kosher food versus kosher food. Kosher food that was not miser versus kosher food that was miser. Kosher food that was prepared properly and not properly, right? It's all different type of level. And the reason, and what's the point for that? Because Hashem, the divine will, he wants the Jew to fix his ways, to fix himself and refine himself, all the bad parts of him. And therefore, the man was like angel food, right? Ochel abirim, he says lechem abirim, like nobles food, right? As it says in Masechet Yoma. Therefore, no, Arvi, I'm going to mute you. And therefore, this noble food has no grasp of the achitzonim. There was no situacha, no devils, no nothing. So nothing was triggering any desires. As it says according to our sages, ala katuv, right? V'varech Hashem, v'varech Elokim et yom hashvi. So what Hashem blessed the seventh day, he blessed with the man. Okay, fine. So we learned that the man came down 6 days, and they gathered on Friday. They have double portion. So how is it possible that our sage is saying that Hashem blessed the seventh day with the man? It's a big question. And not only that, but also the man was only for 40 years when we were in the desert. And blessing the Shabbat, it's infinite. So how we reconcile that? So he said, לא הכוונה בזה שבשבת קודש יש, right? He says, the kavana that Shabbat Kodesh, the man doesn't fall. You have the same qualities of the man in the Shabbos itself. That Gedusha that was planted in the man, that the chitzonim, the external world, could not hold on, that's the same thing Hashem put in Shabbat. And he says, שבמאכלי Shabbat, the food of Shabbos, have the same context or some of the Gedusha of the man. When we cook for Shabbos and we're eating the Shabbos food. כמאמר מרן הקדוש מכובד זכותו הגלנו על הכתוב, it says, קודשי לכם, right, it's part of the verse. It says, ואפילו ענייני לכם, קודשי לכם, לכם, for you, to you, even the matters or the issues or the topics or whatever that are for us, it's also Kodesh on Shabbat. And it says, and it's explained why, because the Shabbat Kodesh, אין אחיזת החיצונים, because there is no grasp of the holding on to the חיצונים, to the sitrach, right, to the other side, right? And it says he brings from the Zohar that all of them are actually running away, scaring from Shabbat, right? And that's the food. However, in the rest of the type of food that we have, and especially in that leaven, the chametz, that from the chametz, from the bread, this is the main vitality, this is the main food of a person, right? The whole world is running on wheat, right? And carbs, everywhere you go, it's always bread, the main thing. So that thing that is the main vitality of a person, there is grasp of the chitzonim, but only the matzah, which is eating for a mitzvah, then it's become like a ma'achal kadosh, like the man. And he says, Mari HaKadosh, עיקר הנס של גאולת מצרים, היה מה שהגאולה הייתה בדרך דילוג, right? We learned so many times that the main ness, the miracle of the redemption of Egypt was like skipping, right? Because at the beginning we have the divine light. בתחילה העיר הארת גדלות, right? בעוד שבכל השבתות והימים טובים, הארתם על פי הסדר, because the days that we have, Sunday, Monday, until Friday, and then Saturday, and then again a cycle and a cycle, or Rosh Chodesh, or then the other holidays, they're coming based on an order. Small ones, and then the big one, like it says, Katnut, and then Gadlut. So, Gadlut, one good big thing, and then going to the second one. So what does it mean? So the redemption from Egypt was not based on an order. It was like, it was a necessity, right? Because suddenly something happened. We were in the 49 level. We couldn't wait another 200 years. We didn't have the merit. Hashem just took us out. So that was like a big flashlight, right? Something that suddenly happened. I mean, it took a 1 year process from the Makot, but from that decision to take us out, and that's it. That was the whole process. And we stopped with the slavery and everything. Because what happened, and what's the reason for that? לפי שכאשר עמדו ישראל לצאת ממצרים, when we were about to leave Egypt, the Egypt was the hardcore, the place, the source of the evil inclination and the source of the shells, of the negative thing, the external one. They were holding very strong, right? Because Egypt, nobody could leave Egypt because of that. Because in Mitzrayim, it says, ינקו מהם החיצונים לניקה רבה. So a person that is a sinner, then all of these external ones that he create bad angels, they're taking their vitalities from the person. Because Hashem provide to anyone, right? Everyone, anyone, Hashem provide, except the one that he didn't create. So Hashem created us, Hashem created angels, Hashem created animals. But when a person is creating bad angels because he sinned, then Hashem is not providing to these angels. So these angels are starving, they're hungry. So what they do? They eat from the person on a spiritual level. So he said, and this is what happened in Egypt. So in Egypt, the chitzonim, the external one, were sucking their vitality from us. And even stronger when they were supposed to leave Egypt. And therefore, we needed to have the redemption as a dilug, like immediately. And all of these plagues and everything. And then at night, and what happened was that suddenly Paro was running out in his pajamas, screaming, where's Moshe, where's Aaron? Get out right now. Just get out, leave, because they couldn't take it anymore. I said, but if it was just starting, with the process and everything, that were not going to work. But just because they have Rak al Yedei She'ir Or Gadol, mighty light, then they're all the Sitruach, everything, the Chitzonim were running away on a spiritual level, and then we could actually leave Egypt. And also we explain what is the meaning of the skipping of the Dilug, Al Derech HaAvodah, right? Itgalut. This is like the revelation of how Hashem is loving us during the redemption of Egypt. As it says, right, Hashem revealed that in his first words to Paro, right? He told Moshe, go to Paro and tell him, Ko amar Hashem, bni bechorei Israel. This is what Hashem saying. My firstborn, Israel. Right? And Anu Paro, but Paro was trusting the strengths of the chitzonim, of the other sides, right? The negative one. So he trusts their strength that they will stop us. And then Hashem sent him a message, right? You need to read between the lines. This is my firstborn Israel. So don't think that when they don't have any merit, they don't follow the rules, right? Yeah, we didn't have the Torah. But still, we were doing idols and other things that we were not supposed to do. So Hashem is telling Paro, read between the lines. These are my firstborn. Whatever he did, he did. Al kol pshaim techaseh ava. All the sins, my love to them will cover that, will overlook. And then you don't trust the evil inclinations or the negative ones. And it says, והנה ביציאת מצרים, מלבד עצם שנגלו מצרים, הרי נהיו ישראל, אז לעם, right? So, besides the redemption from Egypt, okay, fine, we left Egypt, and then what? Then we became a nation, the chosen nation, as it says, right? ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם, I took you to be my nation. And then it was like a conversion, it was like a gerut, מתגייר, for כלל ישראל. And then we found that in the process of gerut, of conversion, right, of מתגייר, we found when a non-Jew wants to be a Jew, he needs three things. He needs to accept the mitzvot, right, the rules and restriction and everything. He needs to do a brit milah, circumcision, and he needs to tovel, to go to a mikveh and dip himself in the water. So what the three things? Because when he's about to convert, then what will happen? We already know. He will be getting attacked, right? He's going to be attacked by the, where is my page? Oh, he's going to be attacked by the achizat achitzonim. So the external one will try really hard because they don't want him to be a Jew. And these three things will give him a chance to overcome. Accepting the mitzvot, starting to eat kosher, keeping Shabbat, etc., to a certain level, and then doing the brit milah again, that will be affecting the desire of immorality things, and then going to the mikveh when he actually is getting a new soul, right? But it says, and then he can be a Jew, which is not the same way with us. משום שישראל, אפילו שחטא ישראל, but we, if we חס וחלילה sin, then still, even if we transgress the whole Torah, we not stop being Jew, and we're Jews, we remain. But the goy that come, he have to accept himself the mitzvot, and they have these special conditions. Only if he fulfill them in perfection, then he can get rid of the chitzonim. The same thing we had in Yetziat Mitzrayim. Then they were trying to overcome, right? Because then we became when we became the chosen nation, then we had like the same process as conversion, and we need that in order to get rid of the chitzonim. Right? This is why it's so important in the korban Pesach, in the sacrifice of Pesach, for people to eat. It says v'kol areh lo yuchal bo. People that don't have a brit milah cannot eat it. Even Jews that don't have brit milah. Because Korban Pesach is including all the Inyanei Yetziat Mitzrayim. And therefore, even all the mitzvot, the rest of the mitzvot, Arel, somebody doesn't have a Brit Milah, he can still fulfill them, but not Korban Pesach, because it is like part of the process of the conversion that we have after we left Egypt, and we need that. It's part of the conditions. And in each and every generation, right? ובכל דור ודור חייב אדם לראות את עצמו, כאילו הוא יצא ממצרים. It's like he left Egypt in each and every generation. Because again, right, we learned that Hashem created the world as a cycle, and everything that's happening, the same divine light that came down during Pesach is now going to go down in Rosh Hashanah, in Kippur, etc. So he said, "B'chol dor v'dor," it's rejuvenating the Yetziat Mitzrayim. It's happening again and again, because we are redeemed from the shell of Egypt, and we become the son of the chosen nation for the new year. So he said, כמו שיש יהודי בתולדה שנולד יהודי, כך יש בחינת גירות שנהיה יהודי בעצם. So the same way there is the fact, somebody that was born to a Jewish mother, that's the fact, that's a physical level. So same thing with the conversion, that actually now he became a real Jew. And that thing is מתחדשת בכל דור ודור, in this holy Chag. And therefore, because it is rejuvenating, we're renewing the contract. That's why בראש כל מועדות ניסד Pesach. So in the head of all the Yom Tov, Pesach is in the top. Because in Pesach we have that conversion. And from that conversion that is renewed in this Chag, we can redeem ourselves from any place that we are, any situation. Even from the 49th level of Tuma. This Chag, the Pesach, is capable to take us out. And we are like a girl, like somebody that just convert, and he's like a baby, just born. What do you want from me? I'm a baby. Right? And this is what it says in the Chesed LaAvraham. אז אולי שיש 30 מחלות הטומאה, ומ-30 יום קודם הפסח מוציאים את יהודים בכל לילה מהיכל אחד. So said there are like 3 chambers of tuma, impurity, and 30 days before Pesach, they taking us from one chamber to another, until Lelit Kadesh, Chag Pesach, until the night of Pesach, when we actually going out from all the chambers of the tuma, and that's it. And then we are like newborns. And according to that, now we can explain the Isur Achilat Chametz. Why is it so forbid for us to eat the Chametz during Pesach? And because the Chachamim, they forbid even something like tiny little, right? We have rules in Kashrut that if you have, let's say, a piece of butter in a stew with meat, then you're starting to measure if it have 60 times more. If yes, it's okay. But not in Chametz. Even if there is 1 million times more, that's it. You forbid to eat it because there is a chametz over there. Because the chitzonim, the external one, they need just a small, tiny little chance to hold on something. Very small. And then that's it. They're holding to it. And therefore, the Torah is also forbid us from bali rayu bali matzeh. Because it's good. It's not good even to look at it during Pesach. Because then again, there is a chance that they will have a hold on to something. And now we can understand why in all the other days we don't have this Isur Achilat Chametz only in Pesach. Because only in this Chag HaKadosh mitchadeshet bechinat gerut, because this is the part of the conversion, and then we became the chosen nation. And then the evil inclinations or the external one have like the greater fight with us. And therefore, we cannot eat the chametz because we don't want to give them a good condition to hold on to us. Right? But in the other chagim, these external one, they weaker than the time of Pesach. Right? So it's mida keneged mida. You have more kedusha, and the external one are getting stronger. Right? Part of the perfect system of free will and balanced system. And according to that, we can say, according to what our sages says, this is the first month of the months, right? The first month from all the date of, and these are the time of rejuvenating, that we'll be able to renew ourselves like a new creation. But this one is the first one in the months of the year. This is Chag Pesach, which is standing on top of all the other Chagim, because that capability of renewing ourselves, right? It's more than just renewing it during the Rosh Hashanah, because it's also the conversion. We became a nation, and that's why it's so important. In our sages says, "Kol michush velo michush rosh," like any pain, but not a headache. Which means that this Chag HaRishon hu lachem lechodshei Hashana. It's the first Chag in the year, and as we said, the conversion, it's part of the process. Became the son of the chosen nation, and then we need to wake ourselves. So we shouldn't have headache during Pesach, like a spiritual headache, because that's the first months of the entire year, and to get out from the grasp of the chitzonim and to come again into that covenant of the chosen nation, into waking up the love that we have, and this is the main geula, the main redemption, because Hashem revealed how much He loves us, and we need to love Him back, and then we will be able to redeem ourselves from the chitzonim. Because all the sins, the love will overcome, and by itarud diltata. And then when we're doing that, and we need to work on ourselves, and then we will waking that up from here, from below, then Hashem will show and reveal His love to us from above. And then we'll be able to achieve the special level of Yom Tov. So we started with the question, why is it so important not to eat chametz only during Pesach? If it's so important not to eat chametz, then why not all year round? So Pesach is the time when the chitzonim and everything are trying really hard to trick us and to hold on to us and put us down. That's in Pesach. But Pesach, in the same time, have that divine light, and Hashem help us, particularly on Pesach, because that's the first month of the year, and this is the time of renewing the contract with Hashem and became the chosen nation and became Jews. Shkoyach, and have a great Shabbos.
Yura.